Good afternoon, Bob. Trade Genius, 19th of September. And as expected, just pretty boring day. Had a nice little trade on natural gas, and then I pretty much just sat back, long the miners. Get to those in a second. But when you have a lot of time in your hand, you start thinking, and I'm just trying to figure out with all these comments around the digital currencies, and the comments that are being made by the entrenched interest, if you will, about it being worth nothing. It's in a bubble, blah blah blah. I think it's because I think Federal Reserve governments from around the world are about ready to unleash their own digital currencies, and I have a theory here. I think this is how I think they're going to get out of their debts, and maybe even some of us may get out of it as well, if you depending on what kind of debt that you're in. If you're not in a fixed rate debt, you could be in big trouble. But I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to probably try to lock everybody into their currency zones, and they're just going to let and print as many currency units as they need to pay off the existing debt. And then I think trade is going to be governed by the digital currencies that are going to be between nations, and that way they're going to try to bypass the need for gold and silver and all those kind of crazy things, and then try to monetize their internal debts away. So just something I'm thinking about, because I'm just watching China's trying to lock their people in, and they're going to devalue their currency really hard, and they're a mess. No matter, everybody keeps saying that China the next is going to be the next superpower. They're aging faster than we are. They have more debt on their books than we do. Their only advantage they have as a nation is that they were cheaper. And with AI and robotics and basically politics, they're going to lose that trading edge, and I think it's going to cause them to have to probably do a reset. And I think then America's going to do it, and Europe's going to do it. Japan's already doing it. They're just selling their currency like it's going out of style, and buying overseas assets so they can do their reset. So it's really interesting. I think the only thing we're missing on this is some sort of worldwide influenza, like happened in 1918, 1919. I think those are the dates. And to clear out old people. I wouldn't put it past these people. Since God is no longer relevant in this world, really the ends justify the means at all levels. And so that's what you get when somebody has too much time in their hand and they're staring at a computer that's hardly moving for 4 hours. So anyway, just babbling on to that. But that's what I'm thinking now. I think that's what we're going to see over the next couple of years. And the miners, I went ahead and bought miners yesterday and some commodities. I think because I kind of agree with my own assessment. Big surprise, and I don't think the Federal Reserve is gonna wind their balance sheets down at hardly at all. They may make some sort of nominal attempt at it so they don't lose initial credibility, but I think you're going to see initial movement higher in continued dollar debasement. And you see it here too. I think we'll reset it back up for precious metal, for wheat and precious metals. So we had another down push, but this hammer here, we're reset here. The long stoke is still over 60, so it's still accretive in my view, and we're making a higher low. So as long as this low doesn't get taken out on a closing basis, then I'm looking for the next level higher and see if we can start forming a channel here. And just taking a look at here. Whoops. There we go. And I think we can create a potential channel here. That's something I'm watching for to see if that starts. We kind of broke out of this long-term channel here. So So that's something to think about as well. And then I'd like to see this now kind of break the high that we had in May. And then I think we're off to a new rectangle. And the other things I own is IAG. Bought that yesterday. Didn't really do anything today, really. But it's holding up really well. It also setting up in the stochastic here is even higher. AG had a little bit of a move today. So that looks like it's setting up really nicely as well. XME came back to where the price we bought yesterday. That's also signaling. And DBA took a little bit of a couple penny dip here, but I think that's ready to move back up to the VWAP as well. So I don't want to get into a million other things. Everything else is kind of flattish today. And then so we'll see energy, with the reports today. I'm sure we're going to see some builds in gasoline, and that the refineries are building back up again. And then natural gas looks like it had its move, consolidating, and then everything's going to be on to the Fed for tomorrow. So we'll probably have more to talk about tomorrow. Cryptos were kind of quiet too. Nothing really to talk about there as well. And bonds got a little bit of a bid here, and that's what probably helped Wheaton Precious Metals. VIX was kind of flat too. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to go for a swim here while it's still beautiful, and like to say a prayer for all those people in Mexico City and in Puerto Rico. Things are getting crazy out there in the world, and just be safe. Hug your family, tell them you love them. Making money is fun, but it's not the end all be all. It's relationships that matter more than anything else. And enjoy them, because all we have in this world are each other. Bye-bye.